What's up, guys? We should be hearing an unveil date really soon for the next generation GMC Sierra. But for now, we do have some updates on what's to come for the AT4X. Now, this is a 2026. I borrowed it from Jerry Seiner GMC here in South Jordan, Utah. It is available for sale. Be sure to check out their inventory and ask for Frank if you would like to purchase. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the updates that GM Authority has reported on. Now it says here the 2027 GMC Sierra is just over the horizon as General Motors prepares its next generation light duty pickup trucks, and that includes the General's off-roaders. Now GM Authority is serving up the first photos of the upcoming 2027 GMC Sierra AT4X. This particular 2027 Sierra AT4X prototype was spotted testing alongside the next-gen Chevy Silverado 1500 ZR2 on the north-south straightaway at the GM Milford Proving Ground. Critically, the prototype gives us a preview of what to expect ahead of the pickup's official debut. Now, I'm sure some of you guys who own these trucks would like to see some pretty big updates around this truck. I will say, however, I love the AT4X the way it is. If they kept this truck around for another 3 years, I don't think people would care because it's truly one of the best on the market. Take these AEV bumpers. I wish they did the same thing for the HD segment, but if you want these bumpers, you have to go up to the AEV edition package, which is almost 10 grand for the HDs. However, on the half tons, they do give you the front bumper pretty much standard. Now, if you want the AEV edition, it would give you the rear bumper and it would finish off the skid plates on the underbody. But overall, you guys see premium lighting. We're going to probably see all that. This truck does have the diesel, and I'm sure that's going to make its way back on these trucks here. And it wouldn't shock me if the Multimatic DSSV makes its way back on this truck too. So we'll have to wait and see what GM does. Now, I would like to see an active suspension. You guys know that GM trucks do have drive modes. They have more for the half-ton trucks here. So let's go ahead and take a quick peek at what they have available here. But right here, it says Sport, Off-Road, Terrain, and then you just have normal. So hopefully in the future we'll see more available drive modes with adjustable suspension. From the off, it appears as though the 2027 GMC Sierra AT4X is equipped with a redesigned high clearance front bumper. Although it's hiding beneath some thick camo, the design looks to include styling similar to that of the Silverado ZR2 and is expected to provide an improved approach angle compared to the current Sierra AT4X. A new, more aggressive grille mesh is also visible beneath the camouflage, contributing to the off-roader attitude. Now, that grille here, I'm going to show it to you right now. This does resemble Ram's Rebel on the HD segment. A lot of people thought that grille was controversial. Now, just parts of the grille look like that grille. Obviously, we don't see the exact grille here because it's still covered in camo, but it's pretty close to what Ram has with their grille. Let me know you guys' thoughts on that. It also looks as though the 2027 GMC Sierra AT4X is getting a big upgrade in the corners via taller rubber. The current model runs 33-inch tires, 275/70/18, falling short of the 35-inch tires offered by competitors like the Ford F-150 Raptor. By contrast, GM's next-gen off-roader pickups are expected to run Goodyear Wrangler Territory MT tires sized at 285/75/18, measured in approximately 34.8 inches and effectively matching the Raptor's standard rubber. In addition, the Sierra 1500 AT4X prototype looks to be wearing its own wheel design paired with the larger diameter tires. Do you guys know what other truck uses 285/75/18-inch tall tires? The Ford Super Duty Trimmer. That's the exact same size that truck uses. Now, that is a Goodyear Wrangler Duratrack, so I think that these are a little bit more aggressive, and I like the tread pattern too of these a little bit better too. And overall, the MTs are pretty quiet, I would say. Mine are a little bit louder. I don't know if the sidewall is a little bit stiffer with the 305s, but overall, I am happy to see a little bit taller tire. Now, they are 11.2 inches in width, and so you guys see here, these are pretty wide too. These are basically like 33.5, and I think they're like 10.8 inches in width. Finally, new spy shots also provide a look at the cabin layout, including a significantly larger central display on the center stack, pointing to a major infotainment overhaul. The new shots confirm out previous coverage that the 2027 GMC Sierra and Silverado will present a more modern tech forward layout. Naturally, we have plenty of other coverage on GM's next gen trucks, including a look at wheel well shapes, antennas, side lights, exclusive details for the small block. So that's pretty much it, guys. Here's what I'll tell you. This interior is fine. This is a 13.4 inch display. I mean, how much more screen do you really need? I don't mind having a larger screen like this, simply because if you're someone that likes to tow, I like the idea of the split screen functions that you get, especially when you can see your tire pressure monitoring system on the screen. And I like GM's because it shows the tire temperature. But we have to discuss what are some absolute updates this truck needs to see. It's no shocker here that GM has had a tough time with their engine lineups, and I can add the transmissions. If they could come out with the redesign discussing updates to the powertrain that's going to make it more reliable, addressing some of the issues that they've had, getting rid of the DFM, which is dynamic fuel management, which is a cylinder deactivation. If they do that, that would be a huge success for sure. And of course, efficiency is going to be high, I'm sure, because they want to make these engines more reliable but more efficient too. Now obviously I don't see these diesels losing this emissions control stuff here. You guys see there's a bunch of it there, but we're not going to really see any updates to that for the next generation unless there's a lot of lobbying that happens that says that manufacturers can pretty much, you know, kick all this stuff. But I hope the Turbo Max sticks around. That engine is actually better than you would expect. I've heard a lot of people rave about it, people who've towed 8,000–9,000 pounds. I've actually towed with the engine too, and it does have enough power, even at these higher altitudes. You guys see those mountains over there? I mean, we're pretty high up there, but they need to address reliability. That's probably first and foremost what you're gonna see in the comment section, so I figured I'd just go ahead and knock that out. Now, something else that some people are gonna probably talk about is the wax coating on the frame. If I was a betting man, which I'm not, I don't like to gamble, but you guys see this wax coating? If I had to guess, that's not gonna be on the next generation truck. That's gone, because we can look to the Canyon and see wax coating is pretty much done. 24-gallon fuel tank, that's gotta go. At the very least, GM, make it an option to have a 30-gallon fuel tank. Even if it's just 30 gallons, that would be a huge improvement to, like, obviously not just efficiency, but how long you can drive on the tank, especially if you're towing. So I can see that pretty much being something they add. The 35s is definitely something I know a lot of people were hoping to see. I'm sure the Multi-Pro tailgate might even get some updates, which I'm not confirming that. I'm just saying I can see them maybe doing some updates to this as well. But apart from that, the exterior of this truck is really nice. I like what they've done. The only thing I would like to see, and I've said this in the past, GM, if you watch my videos, if you watch them, all you have to do is go over to Toyota and check out how big their seats are. Sorry about that, I just turned that off. But I like how wide the seat cushions are on the Toyota Tundras and how big even like the back support is. It's just like it has a lazy boy, and they can probably get more seat even if they make that center console a little bit smaller. On that note, I would personally like to see a better center console than this. This is pretty much from the 2018-19 trucks. This truck came out in what, 2018 as a 19, I believe. I can't remember now. But this is definitely lacking. I like Ram's V-Best. Toyota has a pretty nice center console too. It's very busy, but it does work. Apart from that, this truck is really top notch. I mean, you guys know you have 16-way seats with the massage function, heated and ventilated seats. And overall, I find these trucks to be pretty comfortable. I like the visibility you get. I like all the options that you have. It's just time for GM to really make their trucks known for reliability. And I think once they fix that, and they fix a few of the other things that we just mentioned here, it would 100% be at the top of the list for a lot of people. Most people that I've talked to have said that They would love to have a GM truck, but their seats are too stiff. So that's something else they have to really fix on this as well. And they're the only half-ton truck in the market still to date that has a diesel option. And with a overbuilt off-roader, and keep in mind, when GM shows you these Philly common numbers, they actually test it for every model. So the AT4X shows this, although you can easily get better than that. I need to test this truck in the future. Maybe I'll do it next week, and I'll put it up against maybe a regular truck. I don't know, we'll see. But I'm willing to bet you can get over 25 mpg with this setup here. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm definitely excited to see these, but I'm really excited to see what the HDs come out with, because who knows, maybe, just maybe, they might fix a lot of the issues that they've had with those trucks as well. But again, this refresh was definitely needed from the 2019 trucks, and it really does still look good today. I would be perfectly happy with the 2026 for the next 5 years if I had to buy one and then wait for them to fix all the bugs in the next generation truck. But we'll have to see what GM does. If they fix the issues that they have at hand, it could be a better buy over these, but only time will tell.